2-2 to Alonso.
Opposing's thinking, we got pretty good wood on that one. Do I throw it again? Do I throw the split?
High in the air and catchable. Blanco. It's a no-hitter for Tim Lincecum.
With the Gateway Arch welcoming us in the background, a look at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. And before we close in on first pitch, a look at the starting lineups here for the finale. Chris Miller. And this pitch is hit hard as it'll fall into right field for their first hit of the ball game. Swing, and he takes this the other way to right. But this is right at him in right field as he hardly has to move to take it in for the first. And the 0-1 is lifted in the air out to right. Miller is right there as he takes it for the second out. Chris Miller. Here's a swing and a little tapper in front of the mound. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Just one hit in his past 4 ball games. Tries to go the other way with a curveball as this is hit in the air down the right field line. Miller is over to his left as he snags this one for the first out of the inning.
And right here,
Chris Miller will step in now.
Chase. But now with the count even, I think this one has to be in the strike zone because you don't.
A dive, but he can't come up with it in right as it skips right past him. Around third and being waved on home. And he will score as well. And now all of a sudden this is a 4-run game again.
Pretty good.
And this is hit sharply on the ground toward the hole. And that's by him into right field for a base hit. Chris Miller.
Middle of the plate, and then just let it work its way in. Hope to get a swing through, or maybe even a shattered bat.
Borges is going to have room out there as he puts this away.
Ball era. Goodness gracious, what a night.
Here's Luis Cruz. He has flied out and struck out. Manny Machado, foul territory, long.
To send this game to the 13th.
Talk about full extension.
And we've got a pinch hitter into the on-deck circle now as he'll hit with a runner at second and nobody out. Short lead from second, now the pitch. And he lays off, ball 4, so he comes right off the bench and works the walk. And the pitch bounces off his glove, and that could be a run. He'll come to the plate with it. The tag, and they cut down the potential go-ahead run. Oh, and he misses for ball 4, and he's forced in the go-ahead run. Chris Miller. Now here's a swing and a ball hit out for Ruggiano in center field. And there's the second out of the inning. We are in downtown Toronto at Rogers Center, getting you set for this edition of Baseball on the Show. And before we close in on first pitch, a look at the starting lineups here for the finale. Chris Miller. Now a swing and a hard hit ball to short. Up with it now is Pennington. Oh, and he overshoots his first baseman as it's over his head. Fortunately, the catcher's there to back things up, so there'll be no advance, but that was Chris Miller.
Got in his kitchen big time right there.
And here's a big swing as he sends this one in the air out toward deep center. Ruggiano is going to get back, and he'll put this one away on the warning track for the Chris Miller.
I think you have to give some credit to that hitting coach. He's tried to tell him that pitch is not going to be a strike. You got to wait.
And the route is on now. It's a home run. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. 6th home run on the season for him, and it's now a 6-1 ball game.
Well, this was the perfect storm out there. 2-0 count to a dead red fastball hitter. Nope, He just muscles up on this and jumps all over the thing. That was too easy.
Plays it one now.
Here we go.
Ball hit pretty well out toward left center. Miller will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. Chris Miller will stand in again as we flash you back to the middle innings here. This was a big blow, a two-run home run that really got his guys going. Cubbies. That's hit hard on the ground, and it'll make it through into right field for a two-out single.
No runner, go hold, go hold.
Yeah, just a nice job of hitting that time. You can see he's got a strong top hand there, and he just hooks this one into the hole for a two-out single.
Chris Miller. Oh, hit sharply as this is pulled into right, but he'll barely have to move out there in right as he hauls this one in for the second out.
And by Juan Uribe.
Outfield shortening up now with a tying run at second. The pitch. Breaking ball hit in the middle.
Nighttime skies over Wrigley Field on the north side of Chicago. And before we get too much further, here's a look at each manager's starting lineup here for the opener. Chris Miller.
It's one thing if it's a slider running away or something like that, but that pitch right there was never going to be.
And we'll have to leave it there as the play is made here to Chris Miller. Now a ball hit back up the middle. What a flip for one. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Now the 0-1 is lifted in the air out to left field. Miller will settle under it to make the play for the first out as the runner will have to head back to first. That had him rolling early on. Here's a fastball that swung on and hit pretty well out to deep left field. Catch is made. Here comes the runner from third. And a sixth run will come across on the sac fly. It's now 6-zip. Chris Miller. Now a line drive over the shortstop's head and on into left center field, and that should be extra bases to begin the inning. And this will bounce up against the ivy now. And he will coast into second with a leadoff double.
Guys haven't been in too many good hitters' counts. This is where you need to pounce.
And he gets some pretty good wood on it here as this is lifted to fairly deep left. And this is taken in shy of the wall, but that should be plenty deep to score the run. And the shutout will disappear. Chris Miller.
Make your pitch. Shut him down right here.
Hit hard on the ground to short. And a close play at the bag, but a good stretch by the first baseman.
Out of the wall. One run scores. Here comes Carrera. He'll score. They're waving Michael Young home. The throw to the plate. The Phillies have won it. Kevin Franzen comes off.
Nighttime skies over Wrigley Field on the north side of Chicago. And before we close in on first pitch, a look at the starting lineups here for the finale. It's a two-run shot. It's now a 2-0 lead for the Yankees. And a good first pitch as he gets him to bounce one on the ground out towards second. In time to first, and there are two away. And he gets some pretty good wood on it here as this is lifted to fairly deep left. Miller has to range back a ways, but he makes the catch in front of the ivy for
on top of it. And he winds up lifting it. It just takes a nosedive right at the end.
Pitch in the dirt is swung on and missed, so he'll need to get the force at first. And he throws it away.
Well, as a pitcher, you pretty much have to go into strikeout mode.
Oh, what a good at-bat with the runner in scoring position as this is into right center. That's a base hit. And they are on the board as the run scores from second to make this a 2-1 game. Chris Miller. Now here's a swing and a high pop-up. Really got under this one. Out near the bag at second. Garcia is there, and the side is retired. Chris Miller will stand in for
a lot of guys shaking their heads so far.
And this is hit hard on the ground towards short. And an underhanded throw is in time for out number 3. Chris Miller will stand in. Oh, and it misses. Ball 4, and that will force home a run.
To play another game. Rays win. Rays win. Rays win. 5-4.
Tie game in the ninth. Jay.
Now from the windy city of Chicago, there's a beautiful look at fabled Wrigley Field. And before we get too much further, here's a look at each manager's starting lineup here for the opener. And this ball's hit pretty well, high and deep to straightaway left. Miller is going to have room out there as he puts this away to...
Very hittable pitch, too. That's a middle-of-the-plate fastball, and he's not going to get away with too many of those tonight.
And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely. And now this is swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Miller is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Chris Miller. This is sharply hit back up the middle, and the leadoff man is going to reach here. He's got a base hit. He'll try it again from first. Now a swing and a hard hit grounder, and that's through for a base hit. They'll throw to third, and he'll make it over to third base safely. The Cubs have runners at first and third. Pause, now the pitch. And now a ball lifted into the air out towards center field. Catch made in center. Here comes the runner from third. And they are on the board. It's a sac fly and an RBI. Chris Miller.
Tonight, but I think that's one that he thought he should have had.
Oh, hit sharply as this is pulled into right. And the two-out threat will not come to pass as the Chris Miller. And he's right on the fastball there as this is hit pretty well out towards deep left. Brown will get there, and he puts it away to retire.
Are you kidding me? You don't get much better than that. Hernandez celebrates the great catch on the mound. He should. Wow, he says.
Now here's Moore's pitch. And
It's been 100 years of baseball and counting at this place, and the charm hasn't faded a bit at venerable Wrigley Field in Chicago. And before we get on with things here this evening, a look at the two starting lineups we'll see featured tonight. Chris Miller. Now the fastball is right by him as he swings and misses for the first out of the inning.
With even that one.
Changed up on him there, but it's hit pretty well out toward deep left field. Miller is back near the ivy as he makes the catch for the first out. Chris Miller. And this misses for ball 4. The second walk he surrendered here in the first. Chris Miller.
He knows when to lay off.
Now a ball swung on and taken the opposite way out toward fairly deep left center. And Brown will look this one in for route number 1.
The first.
Chris Miller. And a swing as he pulls this one into right. Now a dive in right, but he can't haul it in, and now this is going to be big trouble out there. Around third and being waved on home. And he will make it all the way around the bases. It's an inside the park 2-run home run.
Oh, those are fun to watch, especially sitting up here. We had a great view of this one, and you could see it developing pretty much right from the moment he touched first base. He's able to make it all the way around to score on the inside the park home run. Somebody get that guy some oxygen.
Oh, what a celebration on the field.
Reed ready, 1-1 pitch. Giambi with a drive, deep right.
big fly for Mark Trumbo. 2-0 Halos. I've never seen a baseball go that far in this ballpark.
That one almost off the sign where it says Raiders for tickets. 1-800-RAIDERS.
Bases loaded, 2 outs.